What is going on out there? I see some people. I see Jeremy Burtz. What's going on, brother? Nicholas Deer. How's it going? B Rose. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. What's going on, man? Shower time. Shower time. Good to see you guys. So I was sitting around. I was bored. I did a sketch earlier today, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try and knock one out before I go to bed because this is my week off. So why not get working? I am trying to knock out the Reaper Destroyer head sketches for the Ash Cam for those who um, wanted one, requested one, spent some extra money to get one. So that is what I'm up to tonight. What's going on? 24 Eyes. Good to see you. Chauncey, what's going on, brother? As always, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully, we can have some fun conversations while I knock this out. I'm trying to keep these to about an hour. Otherwise, I will go way, way too much in detail. All right. So I need the cameras right in my lines, my sight, my eyesight. All right. I have to look around it. We'll figure this out. It'll be all right. So, what is going on, everybody? What's up, Bullet Ninja? What's all this then? This is the Reaper Destroyer, another head sketch. This is the fourth head sketch of the 8 I think I have to do for the Reaper Destroyer Ashcan that I just got done. I guess if you want to call it the campaign, just got done. So I'm trying to knock these out while I got the week off and got some time, free time to do it where I can stay up a little bit late. What's going on, Past Master Dan? Shelby, what's going on, brother? Just had a very good, informative, fun conversation with Shelby for a little while. Good dude. Love talking to that guy. Sumo, what's going on? Hail, hail. The green lasers in here. Oh, man. Yeah, thank you for joining me, guys. Jasper. Jasper, where you at? There it is. Jasper. Good to see you guys. Do you still have any of the original books where it looks more like a coat than a cape? I think I only have two left that I know of. I got my 2 copies, and then Sean's got his copy, so I guess there's 3. I think Mark Polton's got a copy. So no, I maybe one day I will reprint those. I like them. I still like them. I'm very proud of those books. Like that was I didn't really know exactly what I was doing back then. I was kind of just winging it, right? So that was the rawest form. I was still learning a lot of stuff, learning how to draw with a lot of things back then. But I am very, very proud of that book. Joe is admitting public sector employees to get too much time off. No, it happens. It happens. That is for sure. No, like that's too small. Where's my eraser? Yeah, the original book though, I'm still pretty proud of. Like I said, took it to some conventions. All right, I gotta move this. This is not positioned well. There we go. Took it to some conventions. Sold a decent amount of copies. I can't remember how many. I'm sure I inflate it in my mind if I try to come up with a number, but a decent amount to where it was cool. It was cool. Oh yeah, by the way, so I got the lettered pages. I think I mentioned this earlier today, but I got the lettered pages from Eric Weathers back. Got to see the Reaper Destroyer Ashcan, the first 6 pages that you're gonna get, all lettered. Got to read it as a story. It's pretty cool, I gotta say. Oh, excuse me. Hands are busy doing edits. What was the last comic you bought? The last comic I bought? Actually, before I decided to do another head sketch, I got the X4, I know a lot of Liefeld hate, I like Liefeld, but I got the X-Force Kill Shot book came in the mail today, so I was going to pull that out and show the chat, but decided to do this instead. What's going on, Shadowhawk? Hail. So yeah, that was the last book I bought. What about you? What was the last books you guys got? I don't buy a lot of mainstream books anymore. I don't. I just kind of recently canceled my pull list at my local comic shop just because there's not a lot of stuff that's interesting me out there. You know, I like a lot of the stuff I'm getting from Comicsgate. I'd much rather kind of support them right now than the local stores, and I'm not getting what I want. You know, that's a big thing. Is a major thing. But I was getting like all the Spawn shit there for a little while. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. What I do is it's not so much supporting the mainstream. Like I support artists, you know, whether they're working in the mainstream or not. Like if it's an artist I followed for a while, I'll still support them. You know, like Brett Booth is one of those artists where you know I'm gonna get their work. It's not coming out right. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get his work no matter what he does. And it just sucks, you know. It just sucks. That it has to be something kind of mainstream. I just get CG books and manga at this point. Yeah, seems to be the consensus. I pick up the usual or the use whatever that is. I get you. I can't pronounce it. I'm not a big manga guy, so I don't know. I bought the Salamandroid Blood Honey variant on eBay because Ethan said it was, or it's now scarce. Yeah, I wish I had some more money. There's a lot of stuff Ethan puts out that I'd like to get. Shelby, Google my name and tell Joe to do it. I don't know, man. I'm scared. I'm scared to do that. I feel like I get some kind of virus or an STD, you know, and I just don't know if I want to. I got enough viruses on my shit over the years, you know, just looking at porn. Shit happens. Shit happens. All right. So with these, I've done straight view, three-quarter view, profile. I think I'm gonna do another straight on, but I'm gonna do some heavy shadows on the face. Gotta switch these up. I make them all look a little bit different. I want everybody getting the same thing. There's good stuff out there, but you gotta do your homework. Weekly to sort out good from trash. Yeah, sometimes it just gets overwhelming. That's why I follow artists. You know, I hardly read the books. I really do. I look at the art and then I put them aside because the mainstream stuff is just like trash. I've been considering picking up Gunslinger Spawn, but haven't bought mainstream comics in years. Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I've got it reserved. I'm gonna pick it up one of these days when I get to town and have the money to do so. Uh, Chicken Devil 1 was great. I have 2 sitting there. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. I picked up the old omnibus pre-woke stuff. Yeah, old stuff still. I mean, you go to the comic book shop and you get the old stuff. You know, like all day long. There's so much good back issues and old stories of back when they weren't going insanely stupid with all their shit that I would still recommend you get. You know, I mean, the stuff that we all fell in love with, right? Back in the day is still there and it won't be tainted, so to speak, or at least you hope it won't, unless they go back and completely like redo everything. That stuff will be there. It'll be there. It'll be safe. And I'd rather dive in. I mean, that's why I do that appreciating comic book art series, you know, to really uh, look at the old books, you know, like that's the stuff that inspired me, the stuff that made me want to be a comic book artist, that made me, you know, feel like when I was a kid that I could be a superhero and all that stuff. Like that shit will never get old. I will always have appreciation for that. Uh, Graveyard Shift 3 variant. I didn't back your ash can, but I do plan on supporting your campaign once it launches. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Splat Guts. Check out the new Reckless series. I don't think I've heard of that one. Reaper Destroyer is the last comic I've bought so far. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it. Okay, YouTube, search it. All right, somebody search it. I'm not going to do it. Somebody do it. You should do one with the hood down. Yeah, I thought about it. That actually crossed my mind the other day. Um, I don't know, like kind of loses his appeal. Like I've got a design for everything, but it's like the mysterious aspect is like the hood. But I did think about it. Joe's an off-grid guy with insanely good internet. Yeah, I wish. What's going on, Jeremy? Good to see you. Yeah, I wish I was off the grid. I wish I was. Uh, that would be cool. So I just caught Bancroft's stream with Clint and Mandy. Some Pirate Queen 2 on there. Some nice TNA. I always appreciate that. Since the mainstream wants to take that out of books these days. I'm down for some good dirty girl drawings. Sontag with 2 G's. You missed Chuck Dixon calling Prophet a dumb book on Frag's show today. Oh no! I'm paraphrasing, but it was gold. That's not cool, man. I don't like that at all. Well, maybe he's talking about the writing. You can say what you want about the writing all day, but classic art. I was watching part of that show, but then I had to stop watching and deal with some family stuff. Reckless is hard. Was it hardcover GNs? Brubaker and Phillips put out every few months through Image. I don't know if I remember that. If you're off the grid, who am I going to pester? That's a good point. Why is Joe gatekeeping? I go erection. Well, Rob clones are trustworthy. It's Rob. We need to doubt. We need to doubt. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I should reconsider. I'm a connoisseur of boobage and cleavagers. Me too. Red Valkyrie art auction this weekend. No, I'm not. I really don't have anything to auction off. What's going on, Luke? People have told me I should go on there. What's going on, Devil Flyer? I don't have anything to auction off. He wasn't talking about writing because he was the right. Oh, I got you. Okay, I'll have to watch that, man. I really wanted to check it out, but like my daughter, I had to help get my daughter to sleep and all the stuff. Yeah, I gotta check that out. That sounds like it was a fun interview. So, what did he say about CG? What was his thoughts? Is he in CG? Is he CG friendly? How'd that all go down? Give me the rundown of it. And I'll go back and watch it later. But give me the rundown. What am I missing? What am I gonna see? Dixon said he couldn't relate to the character. He prefers more down to earth characters. Well, yeah, you're not gonna get that Extreme Studios. Chuck Dixon said he didn't relate to the character of Prophet. It just wasn't his thing. Yeah, I get you. Jinx. I've been kicking ass and taking names with Tanya. Hell yeah. Yeah. Keep doing that. Chuck is a legend. I'm surprised how many don't know who he is. Well, some of it, keep moving this. Some of it might have to do, if you're like me, I didn't pay a lot of attention to writers back in the day. It's something that I got into more like the older I got, but like I was so much into the art that just give me some awesome art and then I was good kind of thing. And so there was a lot of writers that I just didn't know who the hell they were. I knew their work, but I didn't really know too much about them, so to speak. That and I can't read. Her name is Tanya, Lady of the Blade. I like that. CG was mentioned multiple times. Chuck Dixon didn't blink or say anything, so he must be cool with it. That's cool, man. Yeah, same here. It was artist for me. Yeah, it'll always be artist first for me. It's kind of like when in the Brett interview that I had. It's he was cool talking about CG, and that's cool. I think when you get people like that, that, in my opinion, I've said this before, that the narrative is breaking, or people just aren't worried as much about the yelling, crying, social justice warrior people out there. And in that aspect, I'd say we're winning. We're winning that battle. Let's keep on doing what we're doing. These crazy people are going to weed themselves out. It's like the boy who cried wolf, you can only do it so many times before people realize that you're lying to them, and then they stop listening. And then you also need some people that are not afraid of being canceled. That's what you really want to hope for. Once that happens, then none of these people have any power anymore. That's what I would hope for. Twitter has provided a platform for mentally ill. Yeah, all social media, man. All social media. Marvel and DC are becoming state-funded propaganda. Yeah, and that's the problem. That is the absolute problem. That's why we exist, right? We exist now to bring the masses what they want, what they deserve. Fun books, good art, good story. I don't know how I set this camera up today. Like earlier it was perfect. Now it's just like it's in my way. How did this happen? What is going on? How did I not set this up well? Twitter's hey, what's going on, Noah? Good to see you again. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know much about you, Joe. How long you've been drawing comics? Yeah, no problem. I have not been drawing comics that long at all. I've been drawing since I was 8 years old, and I always had a dream of breaking into comics. This is my first book that I'm putting out since 2007. And it was when I tried to originally launch this character back in 2007. I had an ash can that I took to conventions and sold there, and it did pretty well. So this is kind of a new venture for me. I spent a number of years in the music business, in the independent music scene, and I always knew that I wanted to get back into drawing at some point in my life. And when life started to slow down, and I got married, started a family, I knew like the music thing wasn't going to be long term anymore. And I took the opportunity to move back into drawing. Tanya is a resurrected warrior killed after being forced into sex slavery, who's made a deal with God to kill 1 million heathens and sinners to redeem her soul. That's a lot of people dead. Sounds cool. The Scarecrow inspired the hood for Reaper Destroyer. Every time I see it, that's what I think. Actually, no. The hood was actually inspired by a few different characters. I've always enjoyed hoodie characters over the years. One of the biggest characters that actually inspired the hood was Crypt from the Prophet books of Extreme Studios. That was one of the big influences. And then obviously characters like Moon Knight, Ragman was another character I really enjoyed when I was a kid. That was another hooded kind of supernatural like character. I'm blanking, but yeah, there's a lot of hooded characters out there that inspired. And at the time, I think when I created Reaper Destroyer, it was right around the time that right before Finch started doing his run on Moon Knight, I believe. Because I remember doing it, and then all of a sudden Moon Knight had a revival, and I was like, fuck, I remember liking Moon Knight. But it wasn't until Finch started drawing him that I was like really like in love with the character design. And that had a lot of influence going forward. But originally he had a trench coat because he was kind of a combination, I guess you could say, of like Moon Knight and the Punisher. And when I decided to retool the story, when I came back to drawing, it just didn't make sense to have the trench coat anymore. The passion must be released in one form or another. it just didn't make sense. I'm like, why would this character who's got all this power and a supernatural suit of armor that he's wearing wear a trench coat? And I'll tell you, like, how I came up with this character, and it's how I come up with a lot of my characters back in the day, and probably still some now, is I would just draw something and just see where it led me. And a lot of times I would just design things and I'd be like, oh, this looks cool. This looks cool. Let's do that. And I'd end up with a picture and I'd be like, I like this. Let's make a character out of it. And so then I formed the name, I formed the story, all based off of an original sketch that I had no idea from. And that's kind of how this character came to be. That's why he had a trench coat, he had guns, he had all this stuff. And so when I retooled it, I wanted to keep some of the original things I had with him, but I decided to go. I wanted to keep the hood. I knew that, but the trench coat I just couldn't make sense of anymore. It just didn't really make any sense in the story anymore. So I went with the cape, which I was actually trying to stay away from because there are so many hooded characters with capes. I knew it, I get some kind of shit right off the bat for it, but I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Might be. I've only got a handful of Ragman comics. I think I've got issue 2 and 3, and then I had a random issue that I had, like, in a grab bag or something when I was a kid. But I remember when I got it, I was just like, "It's a really cool character." I like the art in it, um, and it just I like capes too, going back to the whole, like, kinda Spawn thing. Just I enjoy drawing big capes. It's a nice aesthetic. It's cool to draw a cape and show energy and movement, in a page, in a panel. So I decided to put a cape on this guy, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's go." And I'll tell you, Sean is my sounding board for everything. My partner in art and stuff, Sean Arendt. And I remember saying, like, "Dude, like, I really want to do this, but I don't know. I mean, it's not unique for a character to have a hood and cape." I always love Sean's attitude. Sean's always like, he's like, "Fuck it," he's like, "Do it." I'm like, strangely compelling. I will do it. I was sold. I stand with Chauncey with the Chocolate Starfish logo would make Reaper Destroyer official for a lot of us. Yeah, I've got the star. I got the star. That's the closest we're gonna get. Chauncey speak no lies. I can't put a butthole. I can't do it. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. First time I saw Ragman was in Kelly Jones' Batman. That's pretty cool. I vote a vote for Chauncey is a vote for me and Shelby. Spirit Press sounds cool, but Chocolate Starfish is the name I see in other chats. Yeah. Thanks to was that who came up with that? Was that Leroy? I have a memory of Joe Kubert cover Ragman. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd have to look it up. If you find that, man, let me know what the number is. I'll try to look it up. Yeah, it was either Leroy. It's got to be Leroy because he was the one that dubbed me Fred Durst, and then that caught on, and then of course the Chocolate Starfish caught on. After that, uh, but it was always going to be Superior Press. I just hadn't announced it. I just kind of kept it to myself after that. It was a name that my wife came up with. She is also another sounding board. I run a lot of things by her. She's pretty creative. Doesn't really know too much about comics, but she's pretty creative in a lot of things. Um, she's like, "Why don't you have a name that has something to do with Michigan?" I was like, "I don't know. Like, Michigan that cool to actually have a company name, an imprint name on it?" And she was like, "Well, what about Superior? Talking about the Great Lakes." I was like, played around with it a little bit. And I was like, Superior Press. I was like, actually, you know what? I like that. I do like that. think I'm gonna do like a really heavy shadow on his face for this one. Make it a little bit different than the other ones I've been doing. Oh, shit balls. Yeah, coming up with an imprint name is not easy. If I come up with something that is catchy, that sticks with people, that people can remember. You also have to do a shit ton of research to make sure that it hasn't already been taken. Oh, did I miss Rick? Michigan sucks. What's going on, Rick? Good to see you. Chocolate Starfish sounds like a buy my comic or kiss my ass type of name. True, true. But I'm sure I'd get sued by Fred Durst or some shit like that. It was fun while it lasted. I'll say that. And actually, like when I was designing um, the logo for it, I had that in mind. That's why I put the star in there. So I was like, you know what? This is my nod to the chat. This is my hate. I see it. I don't forget about you guys, but still no butthole. I know everybody wants to see the butthole, but we'll just skip that for now. Jasper said, Ragman 1976, covered by Joe Kubert. Easy to find at eBay under $25. Really? I'm going to have to look that up. I would like to own that. Ohio State spent the last 3 days pissing their pants and crying for their mama. Fuck yeah, they did. Finally, Michigan broke that curse, took the big bad out. It felt good, I gotta say. It felt really good. You can only get shit on for so long by another team before eventually you have to step up. You have to step up and you gotta beat the fuck out of them. Yes, I'm glad we finally did. Because it's not fun to tune in year after year and have your rival beat you year after freaking year. Gets old real fast. I should know I'm a Bears fan. I get beat by the Packers every fucking year. Not fun. I was 15, Jasper. 15 in 1976. I wasn't born. I wasn't alive. Fred might get sued by Colonel Sanders. Yeah, now, yeah, you're right. He probably would. Chocolate Starfish Comics is 100% 90s. Superior Press is cool. A dope video intro for it too. Thank you, man. Yeah, I was pretty excited when I got that back. I'm an Ohio-born guy, but born and bred, but F Ohio State. I like it. I like it. How long is the first issue? Not the Ashcan Reaper Destroyer. The first issue is 32 pages. What's going on, Ryan? Giving us some more headshots. I know, more headshots. Headshots. That's what everybody ordered. Figured to put some content on the channel. I knew you'd say that. I need to go out and buy some more pens. And by the way, I appreciate everybody keeping me company. It's actually nice to be off this week and be able to stream a little bit more and converse with everybody. I enjoy doing this. Had some fun conversations. Had a really cool music conversation earlier today. If anybody missed it, talked a little Beatles, a little Pantera, kind of all over the place. It was fun. I still really enjoy talking music. Music is going to always be a big part of my life. Had a lot of fun in the years when I was doing it. But I am having a blast drawing right now. I'll say that. And the reception, the love that I've gotten from everybody, both me and Sean, has been awesome. We really appreciate it. I know people don't want to use the word community and all that stuff. Seems like a dirty word, but it really is an awesome place. Comicsgate is really awesome people. Shatner has an album out. I've heard some of his stuff. Sean, yeah, Sean is the man. Fuck yeah, he is. What do you say about the Bears? Bears have had a brutal luck with quarterbacks. Yeah, man, but I'm hoping Justin Fields. I'm hoping he's the man. I've liked what I've seen so far. Yeah, it is. Stillman said, I feel your pain. I know. Hey, at least you guys had, in my opinion, the best running back of all time, Barry Sanders. Oh, the Lions? Yeah. They had I think the Bears had the best running back of all time in Walter Payton. That's just my opinion. For sure. Fellowship. Community is only a bad word when used to manipulate by lunatics. Yeah, I know. There was a time that I started saying it, and then people were like, "It's not a community." I'm like, all right, well, I guess I won't say that anymore. I always looked at community as a good word, a good strong word. But teach their own with a lot of stuff. I get it. I get that it can be manipulated or that it was used in ways. I like the word movement too. That can definitely work because Comicsgate is a movement, fan movement. I like that aspect of things. Let's go in there and just have a little bit of fun. Sweetness, yeah. Speaking my language, absolutely. The man, the myth, the legend. 34 strong. Dude was a legend, dude. That one of the best running backs in history, if not the best, in my opinion. I'm a little biased because I'm a Bears fan, but I got to watch a little bit of that guy before he retired as a kid. I was very young when he retired, but watch his highlights. Watch his highlights if anybody forgot how awesome a running back he is. How do you learn to like your own art? I'll draw a page and think it's pretty good, but then the next day I think it's bad. Do you ever struggle with something like that? Yes, all the time. I can constantly question the stuff that I've drawn. Um, there'll be, and I've said this before, there'll be times where I'm drawing and you see it and you're like, yes, like this is coming along great. It's looking awesome. And then literally 2 minutes later, you're like, fuck, I fucked it up. It doesn't look great. And now it looks like shit. It's a constant battle you got to play with yourself. I've learned to just draw through things. That's what you got to do. Just get through it. Sometimes it's not always going to be your best, and just do what you can. You're not always going to create the masterpiece. It's just not going to happen. But you got to get over that mental hurdle. You can't always just be stuck with like, oh, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. Make the next thing you do better than the thing you just did, and make that always your mindset. As until the Wokies got a hold of it. The NFL, yeah. Barry Sanders danced too much. I won't say he wasn't great, but he also got tackled behind the line of scrimmage more than anyone else. Yeah, I mean, he was a great runner. Great runner. Walter Payton was a great overall back. That's what I'll say. Barry Sanders was amazing, though. Some of his runs were just absolutely gorgeous to watch. EVS said that we are the Indonesians in the Indonesian comic fandom. Look at that. And by the way, what's going on, Mythic? I love watching Peyton lock into onto an opponent and feel sorry for them. Yeah, he was a punishing rusher. He wanted to dole out the punishment. He wasn't going to just sit there and take it. He wasn't going to run out of bounds either. This is back in the day when running out of bounds was looked at poorly. You get that extra yardage, something that today's players are all too willing to just get out of bounds. But today's football isn't the same as it was back in the day. I still love it. It's one of it will always be a passion of mine. I get it. It's been politicized, and it just makes me sick. Uh, what football has become, but it's still I got too much memories attached to it. Shit. Back in the day, I wanted to be a football player. That's why I'd go out into the yard and play football, imaginary football all the time. Fuck, when I was a kid, man, I was always the fastest, the shiftiest. And I thought I was the shit. I was like, I'm going to play in the NFL for sure. Unfortunately, I didn't get past about you know, 5'11", I think is as tall as I ever got. The word community is what I was talking about. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. That makes sense. Rick, I'm biased. I admit it. My brother is a Lions fan, so I naturally hate them. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fuck Rodgers. Oh, Roger Goodell. I thought you were talking about Aaron Rodgers. I was going to be right there with you. Well, people have to make money. And unfortunately, you're going to just be stuck with the decisions people have to make because of that. And as long as the almighty dollar is ruling things, we as the fans are just going to either have to deal with it or choose what a lot of people have chose and not watch football anymore. I've chose to kind of just overlook it and continue watching it because it's a passion of mine. I enjoy it. Still, even with all the bullshit, I still enjoy it. Bengals fan all the way through the 90s and everything. Hey, you got to be a fan of the bad and the good. That's why I have the tiger icon. You got to be a fan of the bad and the good. Can't just be a fair weather fan. I'm one of those guys that will watch my team even when they're getting blown out by 40 points with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I'll still sit there and endure all the agony of that because I am a true fan. So, what would you think though about getting writers like Chuck Dixon or any of those guys here in Comicsgate? Would that excite you? Would you want to see what products or what IPs they work on? It's kind of interesting getting some of these big names in CG. Like getting Dale and stuff, Dale Keown, seeing him work on some of the, gonna get some cool Salamandroid stuff, and then get Pitt later on. I think it's awesome. Again, I mean, not getting this shit in the mainstream, so got to get it here. I actually haven't watched a game for 4+ years. Fuck those pandering anti-American losers. I feel you, man. I do. We just became best internet friends. I bet you guys did. Yeah, watch the stream. You said that. Damn Raiders. Yeah, Romanowski. That dude was something else. I think it's up to them to affiliate with Comicsgate as long as they know what we are up against. Yeah. I feel you on that. But again, like I'm thinking and I'm hoping that some of these bigger names are coming here, or at least willing to work or be CG friendly. And that's just more of a it's more of a sense that the narrative, it's not gonna last. It's breaking. The more people that aren't worried about being canceled, right? That can just stand up on their own, that's when you're gonna see some big things change. And I wonder if you ever saw that happen, what would your opinion be? Let's say let's say one day we won, right? And when I say we, I mean like, all the social justice warriors are done. They're found out, they're rooted out, right? And you get life back to normal because people are tired of their shit. And they weed all these people out, entertainment, books, comic books, music, all that stuff. And they see the lie for what it is and they want to move on. How would that affect something like Comicsgate? Because we've built kind of the anti-culture here. How would that affect sales? I mean, would it be important anymore? Would it be something that would be so hard fought to maintain like we do now? Or would it get lost once there's nothing to fight? Now, I don't see that happening because these people have such a stronghold where they're at. But it's an interesting question to me. Like, if you didn't have anything to fight for anymore, if you won, you know, what would we do? Would we still support each other like we do? I think we would, but it's just an interesting thought. Things that pop in my head when I'm drawing. Oh shit. I think this pen is running out. Should have grabbed a new one when I was in town. Getting low. Fuck the Cowboys. Yeah, I agree. The only time I ever liked the Cowboys was in the 90s. Made the eyes way too small. I have to go back in some white out and bring those out. Worry about that later. We built this city on rock and roll. That's what they say. Michael Irvin was the man, though. Yeah, although I can't stand listening to him talk commentary now. A lot of those old guys, the old guard of football player, once they get into the booth, man, it's just almost sickening. Deion Sanders is the same way. Like I can't stand that. Listen to that guy talk anymore. It's like they forgot, you know. It's like they forgot what football was all about. They're company men now. Shit, a lot of my pens feel like are getting to a point where they're dying time here. If Shelby's still listening, I need to ask him what that whiteout pen is. I went out and tried to find a couple whiteout pens. I still don't think I found a good one that I like. But I've always liked the ones that he's used. What I miss? What's going on, Joseph? He says, you will always have the yin and yang. The process/struggle is more important than the product, in my opinion. When you think you are on top, someone or something will try to drag you down. Yeah, that's a good point. If Joe likes metal or rock, he'd follow through with his IGE's request. Is that what it's all about? Somebody do it and tell me what it is. That's all I'm asking. I've always hated Romo. It's even worse with him in the booth. Now that's actually one of the guys I don't mind in the booth. Ugh. He seems energetic. He knows the game. But yeah, most of the guys when they get it's just whoops. I went to elementary school and junior high in the suburbs outside of Dallas. Cowboy fandom was ingrained in me. Nothing wrong with that, man. It's all basically where you grew up. I'm into Chicago because my dad grew up in the Chicago area. So even though I grew up in Michigan, I grew up on Chicago sports. Thank you, Devil. Appreciate it. So it's all. I will never fault anybody for liking any character, any team out there. But that's why whether it's football, music, movies, crap, we all have our own tastes. I'll never let anybody take those tastes away and tell you that you're wrong for feeling a certain way. Because you're not. It's just a little bit of an experiment with this. I'm going to do the same thing over and over again. Cubs, absolutely Cubs. Yep. Ooh, Cowgirls. You mean like the cheerleaders? Yeah. So you go Bulls and Black. Yep, Bulls, Black. I'm diehard Bears fan, and then I'm a fan of the other teams. Cubs over Sox, but I'm with the Bears thick and thin. If the other teams suck, I don't really pay attention to them that much. Yeah, Dallas cheerleaders, of course. Joe's cool, not like a crazy mad, and Rick Saylor. I feel you. He was a douchebag. Again, there are some guys that have gotten out of playing and gotten into the booth that I've appreciated and liked. Others that have driven me insane, and I wish they would just shut up and disappear. Uh, like I was a huge fan of John Madden. I know he kind of became a meme there for a while, but I always thought he was fun to listen to. Yeah. Right now, I really like Greg Olson in the booth, former Bears tight end, former Panthers tight end. But I think he brings a lot. I like his commentary. Yeah, man. I should have bought a new set of pen. These are all. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. Do that tomorrow before we get out of here. Let me guess. Chris Collinsworth. I'm a Bengals fan, but I still can't stand him. Nobody likes that dude. Nobody. And I will say that as a fact, a factoid. I've never liked Chris Collinsworth. Yeah, this whiteout's gonna suck. Didn't work out. Shelby, are you in the chat? Tell me whiteouts. I need better whiteout pens. Bought a couple, experimenting to see which ones work. Let's see. Let's try these out. Yeah, the problem with a lot of these whiteouts is they turn gray. It doesn't really. Well, I'll have to fix his eye at some point. You see this pen's kind of shot. The point is really flattening out. Yeah, I got about 8 more of these to do. Wait, I keep saying 8. It's got to be less than that now. I got to look at the number. And then we're going to call it good. It's a big thanks to everyone that backed the ash can. I'm extremely still blown away by the amount. I think that I ended up with like 160 some odd orders. I swear I'm going to start a CG chat stream weekly with Rick Saylor and Sumo. You should do that. Rick is awesome. I'm sure Sumo is too. I haven't really heard him on a stream, but that would be really cool. Posca? Whiteout you're looking for. Same as Mark Sylvester uses. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to look that up as soon as we get done chatting here and see if I can go buy it. Johnny Manziel, yeah. Trubisky was my fantasy about a few years ago, not worth saying I came in last place. Yeah, I like Trubisky. I wish he had worked out. Good kid. Did a lot for the community. A lot of charity work. Oh, yeah. Sure, Mr. Von Stugel. I see what's going on. Good night, Pastmaster Dan. Good night. Yeah, Rick is always welcome on this channel, on Art and Stuff. We have an Art and Stuff show tomorrow night. We have on Star. Oh shit, my phone's being used as a camera. Star Comics, and yeah, we got some fun guests on. It'd be a good time. Feels like we haven't done odd stuff for a while. Took all of last week off. Spend time with the family. Gotta do that in the holidays. You spend so much time drawing, shit. It's cute because my daughter knows when I'm going downstairs, I'm going to work, and she always tells me to have a good day and whatnot. But at the same point, it does kind of suck because you don't get to spend as much time as you would like because you got to put a lot of time into doing this. If you really want something to be good, you got to make sure you're doing it well. I just demand the wrench on the other channel. Yeah, you did, and we saw what happened with that, didn't we? I'll see you guys in the Super Bowl. That would be cool. That would be awesome. Maybe one day, right? Maybe one day. All right, I'm gonna have to fix that eye when I get some better whiteout. But I'm gonna call that good. Heavy shadow. So that's 4 down, 5 down, 5 so far. No, 4. Only 4. Got a little ahead of myself. But like I was saying before, I got the Eric Weathers, the letters back for Reaper Destroyer Ashcan, looking awesome. There's a few little things that need to be corrected. But all in all, it's looking good. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm very, very excited. Um, Anybody want a sneak peek? Let me know if you want a sneak peek. I'll show you something real quick. Real quick. It'd be like real fast. So like no screen grabs, if you are so interested. If not, I will end the stream and go to bed. I got one yes. I got a hell yeah. Always got me with that. The hell yeah. All right. That's all I need. 2 requests. All right. Let me pop something up for you guys. Get into my Dropbox here. Find this. Put them on display, says American Code. All right. I will. Let me find one here. Download scans. Oops, that's not it. All right. We'll pop up this one. So this is all right. So I'm only going to put this up for a second. So you're not going to be able to read it or gather too much from it, but just give it a quick preview. This is page 1 of the book, Lettered and Ready to Go by Eric Weathers. Did a fantastic job. Looking great. And that's it. So it's awesome. I can't wait to show you guys. And whoever did back it, I can't wait for you guys to read it and tell me what you think. How many pages are we looking at for the full campaign or the full book, give or take? Probably about 32 of story. 32 pages of story. We'll never know the pleasure, I guess, and continue to deny the chat of enjoyment. I'm definitely not bringing it up live. I mean, what if it's like, something gets it like struck down? I already got in trouble with YouTube once. Second is all I needed. Looking hype. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, again, this is Eric knows what the hell he's doing. Done such a badass job putting it together. It's looked great. Again, I'm working with Mark Polton on the script, so it's going to have his touch and flair with the overall story. So I'm just extremely excited with the guys I'm working with. It's too cool, man. Too cool. Dream come true to actually get this book out and get it to everybody. I cannot wait for the Ashcan to get out and for people to read it, to get some feedback, and I can't wait till April to actually launch the book and show you guys some colored pages when we do that. Bancroft will want to know if you're going to check your K values. Yeah, he's all about those K values. I'm gonna have somebody with the setup, and I would encourage anybody, if you don't know enough about that stuff, to hire somebody that does actual setup, and they will go through and they will do all of that and get it prepared for print. Spend the extra money for creators out there, if that's the case. I don't know how that is when it's printed digitally or printed. Bancroft knows way more than I do about that. Damn, love it. Love the panel layout. Artwork was sick. Eric, not that bad. Thanks. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm hiring somebody to do all the files and get them set up so that there's no problems. So when they go to print, everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. So it comes out the way that it should look. Spend the money. There are people out there that do it. And I've said this before too. Like, if you're gonna put out a book, and which is, this is my personal philosophy, you're gonna put out a book, spend the money to get the talent to make it look the best it can. I'm spending the money to get the best inkers I can on the book. The legendary Joe Weems and Matt Bat Banning from Top Cow. I'm paying a pretty penny for them, but it's worth it. Getting the best letterer in the game, Eric Weathers. Working with one of the best writers in CG and Mark Polton. And then when it comes to setup guys, there's guys out there that's what they do for a living. You send all their files and they'll put them up, they'll make sure everything works. And by the time it goes to the printer, you don't have to worry about anything because it's set up the way it should be. And then you just have to worry about the proof things, and there you go. So spend the money. Spend the money to make it the best you can make it. I think whoever's backing your book and spending money on you to get it out deserves that. And I don't mind putting a lot of money into this book, and I'm putting a lot of money into this book, but I want it to look as best as it possibly can look. I think the just the 6 pages in the ash can that you're going to be able to read with this is going to be really, really good. Uh, I was really impressed by it. Finally, actually being able to look at it and read it, from start to finish with everything in place. It's just so nice. Looks so awesome. And by the time we actually do the campaign, we get the color pages in there and the script and everything. I want this to be top notch, man. I want it to be like you picked it right off the shelves at your local comic book store. I want it to be that good in quality. So I'm getting the team. You spend the money, you get the team, and you give back to the backers what they are giving you to make this book. So that's my point. That's my soapbox. I'm gonna get off it now. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight for another head sketch. I'll probably be doing another one of these tomorrow during the day, trying to knock out these as I got time because I got the week off. So I'm doing nothing but trying to get the rest of the files for the Ashcan together. I'm gonna try to send it out to the printer next week, um, so that I can hopefully get it back and in time to mail it out, and still try to get that deadline that I self set for myself and trying to get this out into the hands by or around Christmas. So things are looking good. Things are looking good. Eric should draw more fonts and try to use less generic fonts for the big moments. I I like it. I like the stuff he's putting in. But again, too, there's a flavor I'm trying to have with my book uh, that I'm specifically requesting as well. And anybody that gets the ash can, it's not guaranteed it's gonna be the same thing by the time it hits the actual book. You got lots of time there to do adjustments and to see what worked, what didn't work. So that's one of the reasons why an ash can is a collectible, because things might change by the time you get to the actual book. I think that money and your hard work will pay off big. I appreciate it, crazy. Joe, you're a phenom, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. You make it very exciting to be a creator and a content creator as well. I mean, just in general. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you for keeping me company tonight. I am going to bed. I'm going to try to get up earlier and hit it again tomorrow morning. Everyone have a great time. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to you later. Peace.